This week I had a question about how to get rid of ingrown hairs. So today we'll talk about some tips about how to get rid of ingrown hairs. And I'll talk about what causes them and how to prevent them, and also what they look like, so you know how to identify if you have an ingrown hair. Good morning. Welcome to Skin Tips Saturday Live. My name is janaelston. I'm a beauty educator, skincare teacher, blogger, writer. So I've been writing a blog now for several years. You can find it on thebeautybusiness.com.au. So you can find some interesting articles there to learn more about beauty, health, well-being, and skincare. I particularly enjoy teaching people about their skin and how to look after the skin. But then ultimately, a healthy skin is about healthy lifestyles. So we do talk a lot about well-being as well. And other beauty tips. I source my questions from my fans, from people who talk to me during the week or send me questions through my blog. You can always private message me on this page if you have any questions, or you can join my students group, the Beauty Business Students Group, where we talk more intimately about skincare, beauty, health, well-being. We've just finished a 7-day skin detox challenge, which was great fun. So if you'd like to join us for future skin detox challenges or other beauty challenges, or to learn more about your skin, join me on my group, the Beauty Business Students Group on Facebook. Today, I will talk about ingrown hair. What does an ingrown hair look like? What causes an ingrown hair? And how to get rid of ingrown hairs. Also, I'd like to share with you what are the consequences of not treating an ingrown hair. What could it actually turn into? So what is an ingrown hair, or what does it look like? An ingrown hair will initially look like a hair that is trapped on the skin under a clear layer of dead cells. So you kind of run your finger over the hair and it's not moving. You can't feel the hair. There's a layer of skin over the hair, and the hair is laying flat against the skin. I've often seen this on the body, but also in men on the shaving beard. When they shave, they often can get ingrown hairs on the cheeks and the jawline and on the neck. So that's the first stage of an ingrown hair. And I'll talk about how you can actually treat it in a moment. Now, what are the other types of ingrown hairs? In another instance, you may see a red bump, and it's sore to the touch. And right in the middle of that bump, you'll see a little black dot. And that's the actual tip of the hair trapped inside the pore, or what we call the hair follicle. So the hair follicle is the pore where the hair grows out of, and it can become trapped under a layer of skin. So you'll see this raised red sore bump with a little black tip in it. If that pore becomes infected, so if that hair continues to grow within that hair follicle and it's trapped, it can curl up and dig into the skin. So it'll curl up and grow inwards into the skin, rather growing out of the skin. When this happens, the body then thinks it's a foreign material. It doesn't want that hair to grow into the skin and into the body, and it'll try to reject it. So then the inflammatory response happens. So there is localized inflammation to bring the white blood cells, to bring the immune cells to the area to try and get rid of that foreign material that doesn't belong in the skin. And you can get infection as well. So if that hair digs into the skin, the bacteria can grow, and you will have a pussy pimple with a hair in it, with a hair that's trapped in it. So you can see the black hair trapped. So this is an ingrown hair that has become infected, and it needs to be treated. So these are the 3 different types of ingrown hairs that you see on your skin. Now, where do they appear? They can happen on the face. So for men, often they would get that on the cheeks, on the jawline, on the neck. Often you will see just trapped hairs under a layer of clear skin, or sometimes they become red sore bumps or even infected pimples or pustules, what we call them. So pustule is localized infection, so there is pus evidence there, and it needs to be treated. So what causes an ingrown hair? Ingrown hairs are caused by dead cell buildup blocking the pore, so the hair can't get out. So ultimately, it's a dead cell layer buildup on the surface of the skin. And what could cause the dead cell buildup? Dehydration is one thing. If your skin is dehydrated, the skin can't exfoliate itself effectively. So if you're using harsh stripping cleansers that strip your skin of moisture, that can lead to dehydration. When the skin is dehydrated, it can't exfoliate itself properly, and the dead cells build up. When the dead cells build up, then the hair gets trapped in the follicle or in the pore. It can't get out, and then you have an ingrown hair. Another thing that can cause dead cell buildup is if you don't exfoliate your skin regularly. So if you don't exfoliate once a week or once a fortnight at the very least, then those dead cells can build up, causing the hair to be trapped in the hair follicle. Seasonally too, our skin tends to build up dead cell layer during wintertime or cold periods to try and protect itself from the harsh environment. So during cooler weather over winter, you can get a dead cell buildup on the skin as well that can lead potentially to ingrown hairs. Ingrown hairs can also occur from shaving. So if you are shaving and the blade cuts the hair, and you have a very sharp point in the hair, it can sometimes dig into the skin as the hair is growing out of the skin. And when that digs into the skin, then it can become trapped. It can't grow out of the skin. So it curls up and grows within the skin or into the pore, back into the pore. So shaving can lead to ingrown hairs in some people. Many people get ingrown hairs from waxing as well. And we see that as beauty therapists often on our clients. Sometimes happens on the legs, sometimes on the bikini area or intimate areas as well, where the hair gets trapped. Now, depends on where the ingrown hair is how we decide how we're going to treat it. Because obviously the skin on the legs, on the body, is a little bit thicker and more resilient, and of course the skin in delicate areas is more delicate. So we have to be careful how we actually treat ingrown hairs in particular areas of the body. And the face, of course, you have to be very careful how you treat your face so you don't harm your skin. So there we go, dead cell buildup, dehydration in the skin, shaving and waxing can lead to ingrown hairs in some people. And it's interesting, some people are just a lot more prone to it than others. Where I've seen that people are more prone to it, if they have really coarse hair meaning that the diameter of the hair is quite thick. So it could be a dark hair or red-haired people too are more prone to it. So the hair is really thick and coarse, and curly hair. People with curly hair tend to have more ingrown hairs as well. So how do you get rid of an ingrown hair? Again, it depends on the area of the body. So let's just talk about the face first of all. If you have experienced ingrown hair on the face, you need to make sure you moisturize your skin regularly, because dehydration leads to buildup of the dead cells that causes the ingrown hair in the first place. So you need to moisturize your skin, and you need to exfoliate it regularly to help to work those dead cells off the skin to allow that hair to be freed from the trapped pore. So exfoliating gently. Now, don't go out and getting really harsh scrubs. A harsh scrub is not going to scrub away the ingrown hair. What we will do, you'll irritate your skin. Opt for something that's more effective yet gentle on the skin. For example, an enzyme cleanser. Enzyme cleansers are particularly good because they can dissolve the buildup on the surface, the dead cell buildup. They help to dissolve the glue that holds the dead cells on the skin, and they can get into the pores and exfoliate on the inside as well. So enzymes are particularly good for the face. So you can use an enzyme cleanser depending on the strength, some you can use daily, others you only use 2 or 3 times a week as an exfoliating product on the face. So don't use really harsh scrubs. Your skin is already irritated. If there's an ingrown hair and it starts to get infected, scrubs are no, because you can spread the infection. So you use enzyme cleansers, or you can use cleansers with built-in salicylic acid in it. Salicylic acid is brilliant at helping to neutralize the bacteria that's in the infection as well. It helps to reduce the inflammation and will help to exfoliate that skin to ease that hair out. So it's a decongesting ingredient as well as exfoliating, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory. So you can look for a cleanser with salicylic acid or a serum to spot treat. So you can use the serum to spot treat over the ingrown hair. Use it 2-3 times during the week. Use it at night only. And what I would recommend is you cleanse, you tone, you moisturize, and then you spot treat with a salicylic-based serum, skincare serum, on the infected ingrown hair, or even if it's just a flat hair that's ingrown, you can use it and it'll help to work it out. And it should take only several days for it to come out and to be treated effectively. So that's how you would treat and get rid of ingrown hairs on the face. And that goes for the face, the jawline, and the neck as well. Now, how about the body? On the body, you can actually use a loofah. So use a loofah with a moisturizing body wash. So you need to moisturize your skin, make sure it's not drying it out. So your moisturizing body wash with a loofah to help to ease all the dead cells off the skin, to exfoliate the skin and help to work the ingrown hair out of the skin. You can then make sure that you do moisturize your skin as well after you come out, because again, dehydrated skin will lead to those ingrown hairs. Now, how about intimate areas? For intimate areas, you have to be careful. Don't use salicylic-based products because they're way too strong to use on an intimate area. If it's on the outside of the bikini line, so you know the hair that kind of grows near the legs, so outside of the bikini line, then you could spot treat it with a serum with salicylic acid in it, as long as you're very, very careful you don't go too close to the intimate areas. For intimate areas, zinc-based acne treatments are really good. So something that it's like a cream with zinc in it will help to reduce that inflammation and speed up healing as well. It's difficult to exfoliate that area because it's so delicate. So in this case, the best thing to do is to use a very gentle product that will help to ease the hair out, draw the hair out of the trapped follicle as well. Talk to your beauty therapist. Some beauty therapists have specialized products just for ingrown hairs, whether they're on the face, on the body, or specific for intimate areas. So talk to your beauty therapist. She may be able to recommend a particular product just for ingrown hairs. And there is a number of products on the market that are very useful for this. So if you don't treat your ingrown hairs, so what are the consequences of not treating your ingrown hairs? Well, of course, infection is a problem, because if your skin is infected, then the infection could spread to the surrounding hair follicles and it can be a problem. The ingrown hairs can become bigger and turn into cysts and boils as well. And we've seen that before, particularly in men, because they have a really tough skin as well. And that ingrown hair just can't work its way out. So the infection spreads, it becomes larger and can turn into a really nasty boil that can be potentially unhealthy for you. So you should really talk to your beauty therapist, or if it's turned into a really big boil or a nasty infection, then you should be talking to your doctor about treating it before it gets worse. If that boil infection doesn't resolve, or eventually if it clears up, you could potentially cause scarring as well. So I have seen scarring in some people if they had ingrown hairs, and let's say they tried to dig it out themselves and they just did a terrible job at it, or the infection ran its course and it wasn't treated properly, then it can result in scarring. Now, on the face, you could have like a pitted scar. On the body, we've seen like on the back of some men when we do waxing on them and they've had a ingrown hair and then it became terribly infected. It turned into a nasty cysts. They got it treated by the doctor, but eventually it turned into scar as well. So make sure that you do talk to your beauty therapist if you have ingrown hairs on how you can treat them to prevent infection and prevent scarring. And if it's turned pretty nasty and it's become large and it's out of the scope of your beauty therapist to help you, then go and see a doctor so that you can treat it effectively. I hope that helps. Oh, there was one other question actually. The question from my friend who I talked about the ingrown hairs with. She asked, what is more effective if I have ingrown hairs or if I'm prone to it? Should I be shaving? Should I be waxing? Or should I consider laser treatments? Because obviously she's interested in hair removal. In that case, I would suggest laser hair removal, because in her case, she's more prone to ingrowns if she shaves or if she even waxes. She didn't have ingrown hairs before she started shaving or waxing. And she said shaving is worse, but she also gets it from waxing as well. So in her case, laser hair removal, laser hair reduction is a better option for her. So talk to your beauty therapist also about laser treatment to remove your hair and also to help to prevent the ingrown hairs. So that may be a better option. So to prevent ingrown hairs, moisturize, exfoliate regularly, and possibly consider laser hair removal. So there you go. There are my tips for today. I hope you enjoyed. It's just a little short one today, and I'm hoping to make them a little bit shorter than I do talk sometimes. If you have any questions you'd like me to talk about next time, please private message me or join my group, The Beauty Business Students, and come and visit my blog, thebeautybusiness.com.au. Thank you again. I shall see you next Saturday for more Skin Tips Saturday Live. Have a beautiful week. Bye.